Hi everyone! Today I will be talking about how and why this specific cell will be dividing into two identical daughter cells. First of all, let's talk about where this cell came from. It came from a hair follicle stem cell niche. Stem cells are a type of cell that are used to reproduce other cells that can become any specific type of cell. It has differentiated to form a skin cell, which basically means as it grew, certain abilities were activated that allowed it to become a skin cell. Once it is a specialized cell, it can no longer go back to being a stem cell. The reason why this cell needs to reproduce is because the organism, which is a young boy, suffered an injury and the area of skin on his arm has been damaged. So this cell must create new cells to take the place of those old, dead cells. There are 3 steps in producing new cells. Step 1. Interphase. The cell spends 90% of its time here. In gap 1 phase, all that happens is the cell growing and all the organelles doubling. It is building enough energy for the DNA duplication that will happen in synthesis. As you can see, as the cell is growing, all the organelles inside of it are doubling in number. In synthesis, the DNA is basically duplicating to form 2 identical sets of chromatin. These will later on be separated using the mitotic spindle to create 2 identical daughter cells. In gap 2 phase, the last steps needed to happen before mitosis are finalized. The cell continues to grow and store energy for the upcoming stages. Step 2. Mitosis. The first phase of mitosis is prophase. Here, the chromosomes become visible, the centrioles, connected by the spindle fibers, move to either side of the cell, and the nucleus and nuclear envelope break down and disappear. Next is metaphase. Here, all that happens is the chromatids are now lined up in the center of the cell and each half is connected to a fully developed mitotic spindle and centriole. The chromatids are held together by a centromere. Anaphase is the next phase of mitosis. Here, all of the chromatids that are lined up in the center of the cell are separated into 2, and each side moves towards their respective and opposite centriole. For this to happen, the centromere breaks apart. Lastly, telophase is the final phase of mitosis. Here, the chromosomes that have moved to opposite sides of the cell begin to decondense. The nucleus and nuclear envelope reappear and start to surround these chromosomes, and the spindle fibers break down. The result of mitosis is 2 identical sets of DNA and 2 different nuclei. Step 3. Cytokinesis. Now, the cell membrane is creating something called a cleavage furrow, which gets smaller and smaller as the cells separate until it finally divides into 2. As you can see, the final result of all of these steps is 2 identical daughter cells that have the exact same organelles and DNA. As these skin cells repeat this process, the previously damaged skin cells get replaced.